Come on in and join us.
We're going to a speakeasy today, y'all, with Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements. The password is Walt sent me.
It's a beautiful morning with the Barbershop Duet.
Hi, I'm Marcus Klinger with Klinger Vocal Studio.
And I'm Sarah Vincent with Sarah Vincent Virtual Pilates.
But on Wednesdays and Saturdays,
we are the Barbershop Duet.
Hey, y'all, come on in. Thank you for finding our little barbershop. We're so glad to see you. If you happen to be here during one of the live premieres, why, come on in the live chat and join the Whiff Pack. An awesome group of friends from all over the world hanging out. They'd love to meet you, too.
They would. And for our mention today, we have added to our shampoo puck collection from Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements. And these guys last quite a while. I think the one we have in the shower is 20 days or something like that now, and it's barely halfway used.
And y'all, if you have a favorite scent from Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements that you would not mind visiting every day, this is a great way to do it. I put my all-time favorites in the shower, and I get a little hit of them every morning. They work fabulously. They give me more of a squeaky clean than any other shampoo puck we have tried. In fact, I have to put on a little conditioner after sometimes when my hair gets a little bit longer. They work so well. And what is our soap today?
Our soap today is a Fran scent. We have Speakeasy.
Y'all, there has been a purge, and we have imbibed in grand fashion. This is the first of what we might call our time capsule series because we're not sure when it's coming back. But like all great things in the wet shaving world, it shouldn't be away for all that long. Let's meet the soap. All right, y'all. So from the sales page at Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements.
Speakeasy, a classic cologne scent that is reminiscent of a bygone era. This scent does not smell like any kind of libation or spirit, but rather a mood. Think The Great Gatsby.
Y'all, first of all, has there ever been a greater vibe of a party than The Great Gatsby? And two, I don't remember anywhere else on the PAA sales pages where they talk about Douglas and Fran creating an original cologne scent.
Right.
Y'all, this could be anything, but I wanted to start with this one of all the soaps we got from the purge because I have been that curious for that long about this one. Let's open the box. I should probably show you what these look like. They come in little pucks like that. They last about a month. They're beautiful, and they are very well scented.
You can order just the puck, or you can get the lovely container with just like a few bucks extra.
Get the travel container.
All right. Only one in the box here, y'all.
Woo, we got this and a couple of extra samples, just in case to preserve for posterity, and there it is. Look at that label.
It even says the Crown King on it.
I know, from the old school
gee.
PA days.
Okay.
And we got the splash ball in the special foamy paper.
Wait for it. Black and white.
There it is, y'all. I remember doing one play called Grand Hotel where they had to teach us how to do the Charleston, so I might be a little over-prepared for this, but let's have our first impression. So I don't remember any of the individual scent notes, but where I'm excited is I do remember that all of them are very ubiquitous in the wet shaving world. We know all of these scent notes, and we know them well. But that is where the great experiment begins, because I think with noses like Douglas and Fran, they're going to get a particular type of each one of those scent notes, so they all click together in a much different way. So while we might know bergamot, I don't think we're going to know exactly how it's being used in this. But
you're making me nervous.
Yeah, I want you to see if it's Great Gatsby to you or not.
I love this cartoon. She looks so fun. Don't you feel like you just want to jump in there and hang out?
Makes me want to order a scotch on the rocks, and I mean ice.
I am thoroughly intrigued.
I know, we're going to Chicago in the 30s for this, I think.
Let's see what you got here, Fran. Okay. Do you want to be that
No, you go all to yourself. Okay, take it in.
Oh.
Yeah?
I am hit with a lovely image.
Yeah.
It's more tame, I would say.
Okay.
But every scent note has a purpose. Where sometimes there's a lot of scent notes and I just get a whole vibe in general.
Yeah.
This one, I feel like the way the scent notes are used are to kind of make a few pop out a little bit more. To be a little more noticeable. Let's see. I really do. Like the black and white label is great. Like I get like just a pristine white, almost marbly, kind of clean,
Nice.
Maybe a little hint at some florals, but white florals. Almost masculine-y-ish, maybe. So I know there's a gal on the front, but it did mention cologne. So there's kind of that kind of back and forth, at least in this era, where I think it was just about smelling nice and clean.
Right.
So you are dolled up with this scent, but you could also just be fresh out of the shower. Like, there's just something, it's not...
not real bossy.
Yes, that's a very good way to put it.
I see.
I think it's just kind of like a quiet friend on your shoulder to add that little extra touch of froofy coming through, man.
I love scents like that just prolong the idea that you've been in the shower. We got one from Making Sense the other day that was called Rubber Ducky, and it was an homage to Replica's Bubble Bath.
Right.
So just stuff like that. I just love those kind of things.
You're right. They're familiar scent notes. I can recognize a few of them. It's not like there's ones that are like, oh, I've never smelled that before. But how they're put together is very kind of like the idea of a speakeasy. Like, if you know the password, you would understand it. They're in here, but they have a fancy way of sneaking their way in.
Nice.
Like, I really do get not the sultry side of Jessica Rabbit, but the idea of just like a secret she has. You know, like there's just something that comes through with that character or the idea of a speakeasy.
Right. And she does have a secret or two.
I feel like there's something in here. I don't know exactly what. Maybe a certain floral or something that we have smelled before. But it was being used in a very turned up way in a cologne itself, like for Creed or for an Adventist thing or something. Like, it's whatever the types of florals that they use, but here it's a much more quiet, consistent player throughout the scent. So it is familiar. And it's just familiar enough, but I can't pick where I've smelled it.
Right. Well, some piano players are Freddie Mercury holding the microphone stand broken in half, and some are a lovely light jazz pianist at the top of the Mark restaurant in San Francisco.
Yes. So I get the flapper idea, but almost in more the secretive way. Not as much the bright, sparkly in your face from Great Gatsby, those characters. It's more the other one, like just the white suit, just this clean, simple, sleek kind of setup. You do maybe have the feathers in your hair, but you're not like the one in the room that everyone is staring at. You're that quiet member kind of fitting into the crowd, I think.
So it might be that moment at the after party where they're just staring at the green light across the water.
Yeah, it's more the calm, like at the party somehow is coming through. I don't get anything that's reminiscent of we just did the red champagne. I don't get that side. To me, that's more a drier scent. This is more a brighter, I want to say floral is what my nose is getting, but sometimes I pick those out just because I like them. So I get more of that dressed up side, but in a totally different way than we got with the red champagne side.
Is it sweeter than champagne red?
I would say yes. I think there's kind of like a citrusy here, maybe an orange blossom or something that's helping the florals jump into that brighter, kind of cleaner, citrusy side. And then I think there's a woodsy thing in here, but again, it's like a white wood. It's a clean wood. It's nothing that's pulling the scent down at all to me.
And I can confirm that champagne red was indeed called The Kiss when it was being sold in Australia. So yeah, we have figured out the rest of our homework on that one. All right, here we go. I'm taking it in.
I'm curious what you're going to think.
Oh, that's lovely.
Good word. Lovely. Completely.
Oh. Sometimes it really is about the click. Sometimes when two puzzle pieces come together, it really is about the complexity of how are they actually clicking together. That's a lot of woodworking to get those two pieces to actually go. And that's what's happening here. There is something about the sweetness of the citrus coming up upon the earthiness of the woods that is a brand new character that I have never really explored before. And yet, it doesn't get too loud. It's a really strong pairing, and how they're clicking is masterful and formidable, but it doesn't make that loud a pop when it happens, if that makes sense. It's almost like they were supposed to be together from the first place.
Yeah. So again, not that sparkly in your face kind of feel, but just that like they're meant to be there kind of a.
And it's rich and herby on this side, and it's sweet and almost bubblegum citrusy on the other side, and how those are coming together.
I feel like it could almost be in the Marcus Clean scent lane.
Y'all, you're about 5 minutes ahead of me. That's exactly what I was thinking. This is the kind of thing where once you walk past somebody, they won't know you're wearing something. They'll just sort of be hit with this cool, comforting sense of clean. Not soapy.
No.
At all. Kind of expecting that, but no, more of a clean sense. And let me see if I can figure out a prominent character that's in the middle of this.
Right. I was having a hard time pulling them apart. I was just kind of guessing, but they're there.
It goes citrus, floral, powder, woods for me. But it's about the blend. So if y'all have seen an ombre sweatshirt that is like cream color up here and purple down here, and what's cool about the sweatshirt is it's a gradient. It starts totally creamy color, it ends totally deep purple color, and it's about how it makes that transition.
That progression.
So for me, in between those four things, it is about how it's taking you on that journey and which one you want to stop and enjoy. And at the very end, where that citrus comes around again and bites back into that wood, is beautiful. Hold on. I had heard that this was kind of a lighter scent, but it's funny. I'm not sensing it as lighter. I'm sensing the music as more of a lullaby, but the intensity is there. Y'all, I'm putting this at like a 3.5 or even a 4 of how intense it is. It's just a beautiful, lovely, softer song that they're singing.
I would agree completely. Yeah, the potency of the scent is still up there, but it's the overall quiet vibe versus like an in-your-face, maybe, if you want to think of it that way.
And this is important. Of the aftershaves of the Gatsby era, there was sort of a sickeningly sweet, brown, sugary sense in those that went deep, but went super sweet. Look at my face. Those are not here. These are not the Avons. These are not those at all, but the charm of those is here. Oh, hold up. We've got a new charming magic scale that we are rating these on, and this soap is made for it. So it's about taking scent notes that you might already know, might already have in a dozen or so soaps, but it's the way this artisan has put them together that makes the magic. So it creates a new vibe or a new place or a new memory so distant from those original scent notes that an amazing amount of work was done. I put this one like a 7.
Oh, I was going to say 6.5. That's pretty close.
Right. I love how I do recognize the bergamot. I do recognize the floral.
Yeah.
But I love the character with which they have been put together. I don't recognize it at all.
No, there's parts of it that I feel like I know from other things.
Yes.
I just have never had them in this setup together.
Right. It's almost like there are a few personalities in this that I know. Like if you're watching Mad World for the first time, you're going to recognize a few faces.
Right.
But it's certainly not any motion picture you've seen before.
And I also want to bust out our crowd-pleasing scale because I feel like this is not going to push any friends away, if that makes sense. Like I feel like this is a big crowd-pleasing kind of a sense,
100%,
you know?
if only because it's taken masculine flowers and melded them in with the other senses so beautifully. You wouldn't sense this at all as a floral, but it's giving you those soft edges that make it so charming. And y'all, this is our lather lid. So if you are thinking about putting together a little vacation for you and the family this summer, you might want to grab this to go along because this fits over the top of any of your soaps and then can just get thrown right into your carry-on.
You can take both of these.
It fits over the Sterlings, a bunch of other artisans as well, and it's got these perfect little nooks and crannies for making your lather on the road. You don't even need to pack a bowl. And y'all, this is my brand new Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements brush. I've only used it a few times, but I love it. This is the Phantom Aerolite. The color is reminiscent of my pool that we had put in the 80s. It is an homage to a classic shaving brush, and the bristles are softer than I thought they would be. This is like on the way to the Cyclotrode X, little bunny soft, but oh, it makes a beautiful lather in the bowl. These are our bougie sticks so we don't contaminate the Speakeasy with a bunch of germs. And then we're just going to scoop this beautiful vegan formula right here into the lather lid. This is probably 10 times more than Douglas would tell you need. But hey, get a jump on the Lazarus method. And then, y'all, we're going to laterally bloom this soap. We're going to get it nice and wet, but we're going to let the water run down to the bottom of our little lather lid here. And that way, the goal at the beginning is just to load that soap onto the bristles of the brush itself. Now, don't worry. It's not really a dry brush method because some of that water that you've sprayed in is going to jump onto those bristles right away, but it's going to help the rest of that soap get loaded in too. So you're going to go forwards, backwards, push down for the backbone, and then rotate your brush about 25% in the hand. Gives those circular bristles a new orientation with which to come at that soap, and it's going to keep jumping onto that brush. And then why not do it again? Rotate it 25%, and just about the time about 10% of your soap is left there in the lather lid. Then go down and get the rest of that water and start your lather in earnest, or take it to the face, take it to the legs, or anywhere else we don't judge here at the Barbershop Duet. Just maybe not the dog. Oh, this is becoming a beautiful prominent lime that is being wrapped in a puffy coat of all of these other ingredients, so you almost wouldn't recognize it. This is very
Maybe in
cool.
Gatsby days, it would be a fur coat. I feel like that was more the style.
There is movement to this.
Maybe a little like Love and White from Creed or something like in that lane.
Yes, our Frag brothers and sisters. That's an excellent direction. That kind of thing.
I still a little bit more on the masculine-ish.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
it's not the same. There's a little more citrus
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff. The florals are a little nicer, I think.
and the
nicer.
musky stuff is turned up just a little.
Right.
Your lather is falling out of your lather bowl, my friend.
Right. When I smell these from Douglas and Fran, it's the same thing I get as when I watch Sammy Davis Jr. dance and sing of like, God, they were just meant to do this. Like the citrus, the woods, the flowers combine to almost give me the sense of a white, freshly plastered room with chrome and glass. I don't know how.
I got the white marble counters, like the shiniest version you can find.
All right, y'all. This is something you will only find here in the Barbershop Duet. This is the Betty Boop whiff. On 3, 1, 2. Oh, yeah. Oh, she's there. Oh, she's there.
Oh,
it's beautiful.
There's more parts to the lime here. Like I almost get the skin.
Right.
I almost get the inside, and then I almost get the sour parts too. Like it's just been deconstructed somehow.
Right. And you know why I want to look at the set notes immediately? Each one of these, I don't think, is on its own all that masculine. But somehow, when these are all put together and the lapels of the tuxedo are freshly pressed, this is Gatsby himself. Can we please see the set notes? All right, y'all, back to the sales page at Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements. Look at that first one. Are you kidding me?
Okay, so it says rose, but I'm thinking it's a white rose.
It's a different kind of
It's
rose.
not a normal.
No, it's a magician's lapel kind of a rose. And a good magician. Thurston, not David Blaine.
I was not expecting this next one. We have sage.
Beautiful.
White sage, maybe?
Y'all think solstice, think a little bit of the original Aqua Velva, but it's hiding under the surface, supporting. That's part of how this is being masculine, with not traditional masculine scent notes. The rose, absolutely. Somehow it is drier. It is more masculine. It is less sweet than the roses we smelled before. And then combining with that beautiful desert sage. And then here's the citrus.
Yeah, so it says bergamot, which we thought we got for sure, but then next to it, it says citrus. So you get to pick which other one it is.
I think it's an orange. I really am getting a beautiful mix of lime and orange, which isn't done that often, and even a little bit of their respective flowers in this a little bit too.
And I think now that I'm smelling this, I can get more of the difference of like a white sage versus, I think we were saying musk earlier, but it must be that's what dries it up a little bit. And then 2 more. We have wood. So you can pick.
Who knows? Cypress. I'm thinking something like that.
And then amber. I think it's just a little gentle spice that kind of rounds in the citrus with the woods happening.
I have learned when I do our editing that our noses very often translate amber as a white floral. And that's what's happening here with a little bit of powder. I love this.
Let me get a re-whiff here now.
That's what's keeping it masculine. Each one of these is like that dog from Foghorn Leghorn, that if it were allowed to go a little bit past the chain, it would leave masculine entirely. But because of each one having its limits and connecting at its limits, this makes a beautiful masculine picture. I'm not even sure how feminine this would read.
It's funny. If I want to smell for it to be more feminine, like if I'm imagining it on me, I get the first 3 more prominent. If I'm smelling it, assuming a gent would be wearing it, I get more the back end as the more prominent notes. It's funny too, because there are certain scents, like sometimes we'll throw one on before going to bed just to kind of enjoy smelling the scents. This is one that we could both put on. Some of the other ones we have to plan so they don't conflict or they don't overlap and erase each other. This is one that we could just both wear.
And yeah, when we do watch Barry on the Texan Shades, we do like to see how the lather covers the face. So while we don't do shaving here in the Barbershop Duet, would you like to take a little of that to your moneymaker?
I should. Yes.
Look how that covers.
That brush is super soft. You are not kidding.
Beautiful, thick, foamy, safe. No matter what razor you got, you're going to feel like you can do an amazing job with it with this stuff. And y'all, I'm told that the after party is in the basement of the Speakeasy, but you need a new password. Let's go a little deeper. So y'all, if you are new to the hobby, Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements offers hundreds of scents, including well-beloved seasonals, but they can't keep them all in stock all the time. Usually when the seasonals come in and out, that is normal, and we mourn them a bit, but we say a fond goodbye, hoping that we'll see them again. Well, y'all, midway through January 2025, we were alerted to the fact that a purge was coming. There were about 9 or 10 perennials that were going to bid a farewell for a while from the PAA website, and we had to decide which ones we were going to grab with a quickness. So full disclosure, this was the last one that I decided to grab. But I am so glad I did. The disappointment scale would have been off the chart if I had smelled this later and we hadn't grabbed it. It's not a giant place that it whisks you away to. I think that's why I like it. Mm-hmm. It's a vibe of a person, and it's not the lead player. It's a best friend to sit on your shoulder and remind you that you're having a sweet day, a calm day, a day where you just get to look forward to an evening sitting next to your beloved with a dog on your lap watching Galaxy Quest. And y'all, the aftershaves come with a little plastic plug in here so that the juice stays nice and serene on its way to you. But you take it out when you're ready to use it. Ah, there we go. All right, I think you should go first.
Okay.
Are you ready? All right.
Okay.
The restrictor itself helps you to dole out how much you need.
You calculate your little drippies. Oh, it's a little bit more. Hold on. Things are different here.
Y'all. I adore this. This, for me, in my imagination, is what those dapper, beautiful, well-respected, and well-tailored magicians of the 20s and 30s would have smelled like. Your Thurstons, your Howards, your Houdinis. Something magical and mysterious, but also friendly, jovial, and welcoming on the way in. These guys had to be party hosts as much as they were magicians and entertainers. Y'all, what a beautiful, comforting scent this is.
I'm really glad you got the splash, because there's layers in here I'm getting a lot more turned up. Like the amber side, the citrus side, like whatever those ones are that are a little more general for you to decide are in here.
And the magic scale on this, y'all, the same way that those notes in Cider House 5 come together to just go, whoa, I didn't even know those could do that. That's happening here. The center of it for me is somehow where that citrus, ever so slightly candied, is meeting that beautiful light woody sense.
That whatever is making this subtly sweet, that volume of sweetness is at the perfect spot.
Right. And it's a lovely character. This is not a generic scent. It's a best friend scent. It's not bossy, but it's a great character. Think Buddy Hackett in The Music Man. Think Buddy Hackett in The Love Bug. I think I just like Buddy Hackett. You should like Buddy Hackett. What part of Ireland is your mother from? Coney, Ireland?
It's one of those scents I can't stop whiffing.
I know.
Like, I just want to keep taking more whiffs.
That's just it. I have not really even gotten my brain around the personality of this yet. It is so new and different, and yet made of building blocks I am so familiar with. That's the charm of this, and why my nose can't stop smelling.
I do somehow get a little bit more of an evening vibe, so maybe that's coming through with the dressed up quality of it. But I don't know if there's a day out of the year I wouldn't reach for this.
Right.
Like, we have a lot of ones that kind of are seasonal to me and are more of the holidays or something, and I can get why this was a perennial. It's an anytime scent.
Well, I think because this is in the cologne lane, where I don't know if any of the others are.
No.
This doesn't really have a season for me or a time. This is just a night out at the theater, and who knows what the weather is outside. You're just there for a nice, cozy evening. Been to Studio 54. It's kind of smells like that.
Yeah. So I did some investigating. On the fan page on Facebook for Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements, there is a database that they have put together, and they have lists of all the scents. If you were looking for one that went away, or you're trying to figure out where the history or lineage of it, I found Speakeasy on there, and originally it was from 2014. And then underneath the scent genre, they have boozy, sweet, fresh, musky, cologne, and classic. Like, it checks all those boxes.
That's what defines this. Where have you seen fresh / musky right next to each other? How's that gonna work? Speakeasy, that's how that works.
So as of right now, you cannot get this, unfortunately. But this video will be a little bubble for when you do see it pop up again.
When it does come back again, maybe Black Friday, who knows? Check Murphy and McNeil, check Top of the Chain. They sometimes have those PAA scents that aren't quite sold out there yet.
There's a lot of people on the fan page that'll do some trades too, so I'm not gonna say you can't get it.
You know what, for me, just for me, that's a little bit of the fun of it. Knowing that I grabbed something that is not available and may not be available for a while, but I got it in our shaving den. And for some reason, I don't know, maybe it's the baseball card collector in me. That's just a part of it.
I would say we have a big collection now of shave soaps. You wouldn't just say we have some. We've gone past that.
Unfortunately, I think we have one of the world's biggest collections of shaving soaps. Sweet, fun, light, a scent that doesn't take itself too seriously somehow.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
This.
Yeah. There is a timeless quality to this scent as well that I do want to mention. Like, I do feel like it could be back in the OG Speakeasy Great Gatsby days.
Yes.
But if I were to smell this on the shelf today, totally fits to me.
That's why she's here, folks.
I do feel like I would mention that in the dry down of this, I get more the cologne-ish side.
Right.
I think off the soap puck, I was getting more of the feminine side. Not that it's not here, but I do see why it's more a cologne than it is just a perfume.
This reminds me of walking down the pier with you in Monterey before a beautiful dinner at the whaling station. So it's pretty simple, y'all. Just be a private detective in Hollywood in the 1920s. R.K. Maroon is going to hire you to take a few pictures. And just about the time you find Jessica Rabbit's dressing room and you peek over the top and see a little patty cake being played, you're going to get your own. So head over to their website at phoenixartisanaccoutrements.com. Or even better, do it by way of the link in the description. It's an affiliate link, which lets them know that we sent you, and it gives us back a small percentage of the sale, which we'll probably spend on soap so we can make more episodes. It's at no cost to you, and we would be grateful. Well, I've had my shave with Speakeasy. Look. Are there shades in this of where Aventus would meet Green Irish Tweed? Yes. There is so much that has been captured in this so deep, so wide, and so well without having to turn up the intensity to any level where any of this is going to get pokey. And it just sits on your shoulder like the Great Kazoo for the entire day. Y'all, I am so glad we grabbed this on the Purge. Fran, this is a home run. Thank you for this. Welcome to the brand new messages for the month of February.
So for our February giveaway, we wanted to give you a chance to get a gift card to Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements.
Yeah, y'all, a $20 e-gift card. And all you have to do to be eligible is send us an email here to WeSentYou at thebarbershopduet.com so we can get back to you, mention Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements, and check back here on our first March episode to see if you are our lucky winner.
Best of luck.
I almost didn't get it. I
pulled the
almost let
trigger.
it go. Well, y'all, this smug look on my face is because I would have been a little bit lost without this. When I do want a nice cologne that's not going to carry me away to a specific time or place or homage, when I want one that I can start to reinvent with my own personality, with my own scent notes from my own body chemistry, with my own memories that aren't going to whisk me back to a grandfather or anything like that.
I hear
This
ya.
is one of my new favorites.
I'm so glad Fran had snuck this into the whole schedule, so we finally got our noses on it. Don't forget your next appointment with the Barbershop Duet.
You'll smell better just watching this.